This week we are going to talk about even and odd numbers. And I want to explain what they are and show you a way that you can figure out if a number is even or odd. So I have my number cards all the way up to 10. I have my 10 frame I'm going to use. I have this chart that says me and my friend, and I'm going to show you how you can divide those numbers up. And I have some cubes that we're going to use to represent the number here. So we're going to start with the number 1. So if I've got my stick of 10 cubes, I'm going to put 1 cube to represent 1. Right there, right on my 10 frame. Okay, so if I have 1 of something, I could say it's 1 book. Can me and my friend, can we both have the same amount? So if I'm going to move this to over here and say, I'm going to give me that 1 book. Do we both have the same amount? No, that makes it odd. I have 1 and my friend has 0 or none. It's not the same. So I would say it's not fair because I have more. Or I could say it this way. I could put it back here and say, I'm going to give the book to my friend. Is it fair now? Is it the same? Do we have the same amount? No. This makes it an odd number. They're different or odd. So 1 is an odd number. Let's do the number 2. 1, 2. This shows our representation, what 2 means. So now I'm going to say, all right, I've got 2 books. 1 for me, 1 for my friend. Do we have the same amount? Yes, I have a book and my friend has a book. We both have 1 book. 1 and 1 makes 2. This is even. We both have the same amount. So 2 is an even number. Let's move on to the next one. Number 3. What do you think? Do you think 3 will be odd or even? Let's check it out. 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to transfer them over them. If I have 3 books, will we all have the same amount? 1 for me, 1 for my friend. 1 for me, and I'm out of cubes. Do we have the same amount? No. 2 for me, and only 1 for my friend. So I have more. 2 and 1 make 3, but we don't have the same. So this number is, do you remember that word? 3 is odd because we have different amounts. All right, number 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. What do you think? Will this be odd or even? Let's divide it up. 1 for me, 1 for my friend. 1 for me, 1 for my friend. I see 2 for me and 2 for my friend. Do we have the same amount? Yes. 4 is even. 2 and 2 make 4. So we can say, since we both have 2, it is an even number. Okay, 5. I'll build 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Will it be even or odd? 1 for me, 1 for my friend. 1 for me, 1 for my friend. 1 for me, and I'm out. I don't have 1 for my friend. There's 3 here and 2 here. So that makes 5 odd because there's 3 and 2, but it's not the same number. Okay, next up is 6. What do you think about 6? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's divide it up. So 1 for me, 1 for my friend, 1 for me, 1 for my friend, 1 for me, 1 for my friend. What do you think? Is it the same? I see 3 and 3. These numbers are the same. They match. We have the same number. So this is, what do we call that word? Even. We call it even. All right, moving on to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do you think it will be? Will it be even or odd? 1 for me, 1 for my friend. 1 for me, 1 for my friend. 1 for me, 1 for my friend, and 1 for me. 1, 2, 3, 4 for me, and 1, 2, 3 for my friend. That's not very fair. What do we call that when the numbers are different and I have more than my friend? We call it odd. Okay, number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. Do you think 8 will be odd or even? 1 for me, 1 for my friend. 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 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We both get the same amount. We both have 4. That's pretty fair. What do we call it when something like that is fair and we have the same amount? Even. Okay, we are almost done with our numbers. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You might even be able to look on our 10 frame and see, ooh, they are not both filled up. It's pretty close to 10, but it is not filled up. You might use that as a hint. 1 for me, 1 for my friend. 1 for me, 1 for my friend. We're even so far. 1 for me, 1 for my friend. Back to even. 1 for me, 1 for my friend. What's going to happen? 1 for me, but not a match for my friend. 9 is, what is that word? Odd. Okay, so next up is 10. We're going to fill up this 10 frame. And what do you think will happen? I can look at my 10 frame and say, top row is filled, so is the bottom row. It's going to be 1 for me and 1 for my friend. 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 And 1 for me and 1 for my friend. We both have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because 5 and 5 make 10. 10 is even. All right, I have one last one I want you to think about. What is 0? If I put no cubes down here, is that even or is that odd? If I have 0 here, that means I have nothing and my friend gets nothing. I have 0 books and my friend has 0 books. I have 0 cookies and my friend has 0 cookies. Do we have the same amount? Yes, we have the same amount. 0 is even because we both get nothing. All right, so I'm going to go through real quick with our numbers. So 0 is even. 1 is odd. 2 is even. 3 is odd. 4 is even. 5 is odd. Oh, I'm going to run out of room. These are my evens. 6 is even. 7 is odd. Maybe I'll slide it over. There we go. 8 is even. 9 is odd. And 10 is even. So our even numbers are 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Do you notice that's how we count by twos? Our odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And that is counting by twos also. We can count by twos with the even numbers. We can count by twos with the odd numbers. You can practice yourself. You can get your 10 frame out. You can use your cubes. You could use your beans. You could use your little bears that you have. You could practice figuring out which numbers are even and which numbers are odd yourself.